Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Utah Jazz have signed former Miami Heat power forward / center Omer Yurtseven, a guy who has spent his first 2 seasons in the NBA with the Miami Heat. This season only played 9 games this year for Miami, as this year he spent most of the season, almost the whole season, filled with injuries that kept him out most of the year. But the season before, in his first season, in the 21-22 season, was very, very, very solid for the Miami Heat in the 21-22 season. I'm going to go over his stats from that year. He averaged 5.3 points per game and 5.3 rebounds per game for Miami. He also shot 55% from field goal percentage. So his field goal percentage was like 54%, near 55. And that was in 56 games played with 12 starts, and he averaged 13 minutes per game. He averaged 13 minutes per game whenever he would touch the floor. Now, this year didn't play as good as he had played in the past. He only averaged a little bit over 4 points per game this season, 4.4 points per game this season, 2.6 rebounds per game. I think he played a little bit in the playoffs as well, and I think it was in a couple games in the finals at the end of the games. When if it was ever a blowout in the playoffs, I think he would be playing. He only played 9 games, 0 starts, 9 minutes per game. He'd shoot about 2 shots per game. His field goal percentage was 59%, and he averaged over 4 points per game and near 3 rebounds per game. He's a solid backup center. I really like the addition for Utah. They were looking at a guy like Paul Reed from Philadelphia. They really wanted to bring him in, and they gave him a 3-year deal for I think $24 million or something like that. And Philly matched the offer. Utah didn't end up getting him, and so now they go out and get Omer Yurtseven from the Miami Heat. I really do like the addition. This is someone right here, and Omer, who definitely deserved way more minutes than he was getting in Miami. He's a really solid player. He's good in the paint. He's a good rebounder. He's a decent shot blocker, and I really like this addition for the Utah Jazz. I like everything Utah has done this offseason. I think Utah has made some really good moves. They've brought back guys like Talen Horton-Tucker and Jordan Clarkson. They did really solid in the draft. They drafted Taylor Hendricks, who I think is going to be really good with the 9th overall pick. They drafted a couple guys later in the first round, like Bryce Sensabaugh and someone else. I can't remember the other guy. God help me, I can't. Keontae George. The other guy they drafted. They drafted Keontae George and Bryce Sensabaugh later in the draft, and they're pick 20s. I don't remember the exact pick. I think it was like pick 29 and pick 22, something like that. I like those selections. They traded for John Collins. They've made a lot of really solid moves this offseason. I don't know if they'll be as good as they were, to start that season. The first half of the season last year, Utah was a really good team. And then All-Star break happened. They traded a couple of players. They traded Mike Conley. They traded Jared Vanderbilt. They traded Malik Beasley. And injuries started to happen, and Utah fell to 12 or 13 in the standings when they were always in the area of 5 to 8, 9, that area. So I think Utah, what makes it a little bit harder going into this year is that the West has gotten a little bit better this year when it was already so good last year. So I think Utah might be one of those bad teams out that, someone's going to have to be bad in the West, and I don't really see any other teams besides San Antonio or Utah that can be very bad. I mean, Houston is better. Portland. I guess you got I think the bottom 3 teams in the West is Portland and San Antonio, and then the odd man out is Utah. And then after that, I think all the other teams in the Western Conference probably have a chance to make the playoffs. Besides Portland, San Antonio, Portland, San Antonio, and Utah. I think every other team has a chance to make the playoffs in the Western Conference. That's how dangerous the Western Conference is going to be this year. But I still really do like this signing for the Jazz. I think he has a lot of potential, and if he gets some more minutes this upcoming season, he can be really good for the Jazz. I like this signing. Use your thoughts on the signing. That's it for the video, and peace out.